Relic. The First Guardian is an action RPG where players embark on a heroic adventure as the last Guardian to save the world from darkness. The once prosperous land of Arsiltis has been transformed into a desolate realm due to the destruction of a great relic. Players must gather the shattered pieces of this relic to close the void and restore prosperity. The game offers a semi-open world experience, allowing for free exploration of its apocalyptic fantasy setting. Pragmata is an upcoming science fiction action-adventure game developed and published by Capcom. Set in a dystopian near future on the moon, the game follows a mysterious astronaut and a young girl as they navigate a surreal and treacherous environment. The narrative explores themes of survival, companionship, and the nature of reality. Utilizing advanced technology, including real-time ray tracing, Pragmata aims to deliver a highly immersive and visually stunning experience. Mafia: The Old Country is an upcoming action-adventure game developed by Hangar 13 and published by 2K Games. Set in the early 1900s in Sicily, the game serves as a prequel to the original Mafia series, exploring the origins of organized crime. Players will immerse themselves in a gritty narrative, experiencing the rise of the Mafia through authentic storytelling and realistic gameplay. The game promises a deep, linear narrative with a classic mob movie atmosphere set against the backdrop of a stunning new environment. Paradise is a third-person zombie apocalypse stealth survival game developed by Mint Rocket. Set in a post-apocalyptic Seoul, players must navigate a city overrun by zombies and other survivors, gathering resources and striving to escape. The game features a PvPvE environment, blending elements of stealth, survival, and resource management. Players will experience a new form of post-apocalyptic life, engaging in looting and escape mechanics within a society where zombies and survivors coexist. Digested is an upcoming body cam-style horror survival game developed by Carl and Carl. In this intense experience, players must evade a relentless giant snake intent on consuming them. The game features randomized levels, power-ups, and a body cam perspective, enhancing the immersive horror atmosphere. Players utilize various tools and abilities to formulate escape strategies while navigating through unfamiliar terrain. The primary objective is to locate navigation points that reveal the location of an extraction pod, the only means of escape. State of Decay 3 is the forthcoming installment in the open-world zombie survival series developed by Undead Labs and published by Xbox Game Studios. Set years after a zombie apocalypse nearly wiped out humankind, players must carve out a life for their community of survivalist homesteaders. The game emphasizes community building, resource management, and survival against evolving zombie threats. Choices made by players will affect in-game events and storylines, with the permanent death of characters adding weight to decisions.
And even if we bought the other survivors just one more day, the sacrifice would be worth it. It would always be worth it. And that helped us find the courage to keep going. To fight on.
Empire of the Ants is a photorealistic third-person real-time strategy game developed by Tower 5 and published by Microids. Players assume the role of 103,683rd, an ant of the warrior caste, tasked with leading their colony through tactical and strategic battles in a microscopic world. The game emphasizes exploration, strategy, and alliances with local wildlife to conquer new territories and defend the colony. Utilizing Unreal Engine 5, the game offers a visually stunning representation of the forest environment with dynamic changes across different seasons and times of day. Hell Is Us is an upcoming third-person action-adventure game developed by Rogue Factor and published by Nakwon. Set in a war-torn country afflicted by a mysterious calamity, players take on the role of a protagonist armed with weapons from a different age, including swords, spears, and axes, to combat supernatural creatures known as Hollow Walkers. The game emphasizes exploration without traditional aids like maps or quest markers, encouraging players to rely on observation and intuition.
I thought they lived under my bed. We were both wrong. They live inside our heads.
Blight Survival is a medieval cooperative action horror game developed by Hanner Studio. Set in an alternate 14th century, players navigate a war-torn no-man's land between two warring states, confronting both human adversaries and monstrous creatures afflicted by a deadly plague known as the Blight. The game combines elements of rogue-lite mechanics with intense combat, emphasizing teamwork and strategic decision-making. Players can choose from a variety of weapons and armor, each offering unique advantages, and must manage resources carefully to survive the harsh environment.
Stop warming your balls and get over here!
Towers of Aghasba is an open-world fantasy adventure game developed by Dreamlit Inc. Players assume the role of a junior architect tasked with rebuilding the villages of the Shimu people and restoring the island's ecosystems after a devastating invasion by a force known as the Withered. The game offers a vibrant, high-fidelity art style, allowing players to explore diverse terrains, scale colossal mountains, and interact with a variety of creatures.
Jalur impaton alastilos. Onjashin kubukaru ulinken.
Axe of Blood is a third-person beat-em-up action game developed by Exil Game Studio. Set in a dystopian version of Bandung, Indonesia, players assume the role of Hendra, a college law student seeking vengeance after his family is murdered by his father's business rival. The game emphasizes fast-paced, brutal hand-to-hand combat, incorporating elements of parkour and a variety of melee and firearm weapons. Players will navigate through a series of levels, each culminating in challenging boss battles, utilizing dynamic combat movements and environmental interactions to overcome adversaries. Star Wars Eclipse is an upcoming action-adventure game developed by Quantic Dream in collaboration with Lucasfilm Games. Set during the High Republic era, the game features an intricately branching narrative, allowing players to influence the destinies of multiple playable characters. Each character possesses unique abilities and plays a distinct role in the unfolding events that could alter the balance of the galaxy. The game emphasizes player choice, with decisions impacting relationships, locations, battles, and the overall fate of characters. Lost Soul Aside is an upcoming action RPG developed by Ulti Zero Games. Initially a solo project by developer Yang Bing, the game has evolved into a full-scale production with support from Sony Interactive Entertainment. Set in a fantasy world ravaged by war, players assume the role of Khazar, a swordsman who merges with a symbiotic creature named Arena. This fusion grants Khazar unique abilities, allowing for dynamic combat that blends swordsmanship and magic. The game draws inspiration from titles like Final Fantasy XV and Devil May Cry, featuring fast-paced combat and a rich narrative. Bornless is an upcoming free-to-play horror first-person shooter developed by Cathedral Studios. Set in a mysterious world, players face off against rivals and demons, utilizing black magic and powerful weapons to survive. The game offers a variety of gameplay modes, including last man standing co-op and demon versus disciple scenarios. Players can summon demons, build factions, and strategize to unravel the secrets of the Bornless ritual. The game emphasizes atmospheric horror elements, combining fast-paced action with strategic gameplay.
And once it has you, there's no escape. I've lost track of how many corpses are my own. Sometimes I forget why I'm even here, what I'm searching for. The island didn't look like this before. Those who once called this place home have changed.
Rooted is a post-apocalyptic survival game set near the year 2100 where players navigate the remnants of a civilization decimated by global bacteriological warfare. In this open-world environment, players must explore, scavenge, craft, and build to survive, either solo or cooperatively with friends. The game emphasizes realistic survival mechanics, including resource management, crafting tools, and constructing shelters. Urban areas remain hazardous due to lingering contamination, requiring players to equip appropriate protection before venturing into these zones.
It is crucial to have your ID card with you at all times in case of control. Army has deployed autonomous civilians.
Exodus is an upcoming sci-fi action-adventure RPG developed by Archetype Entertainment, a studio comprising veteran developers from renowned AAA studios. Set in a hostile galaxy, humanity has fled a dying Earth, and players assume the role of the Traveler, humanity's last hope. The game features a non-linear narrative influenced by player choices, with time dilation playing a significant role. Days for the Traveler equate to decades back home, leading to profound consequences on relationships and civilization.
Tom! Stay down!
The Celestials hunted us down. I knew they'd keep chasing us until they ripped our ship apart, and I had to save her. I led them away from this world, away from her. We both knew the cost of using the gates.
As One We Survive is a top-down survival game set in a post-apocalyptic America. Players assume the role of a father on a desperate quest to find help for his sick daughter during a grid-down, post-pandemic event. The game combines survival and colony management mechanics, requiring players to scavenge resources, craft items, and build facilities to ensure their family's survival. Forming a community is essential, as players must recruit survivors, upgrade their base, and create renewable resources to support their people.